Looking at the world like, where do we go? We hate poor, when the killer's dead.
Good evening. Happy Halloween and happy homecoming to those involved in the CNU family, and welcome to our 8th annual event, Stroll to the Polls. I am Michael Bush, a Spring 19 initiate of the undisputed Upsilon Beta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
And I'm Travis Bartee, a Spring 20 initiate of the undisputed Upsilon Beta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
And we will be your hosts throughout the entirety of tonight's event. Travis, take it away, bro.
Okay, now for those of you who don't know, we are members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, an organization that was founded by 7 college men in 1906. We have 4 national programs, one being called A Voteless People is a Hopeless People. Mike, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our national program, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, is our annual Stroll to the Polls event that we host each year pertaining to advocating for voter advocacy and awareness within the Newport News community. But, however, we're so excited to present to you a live stream this year. Mm-hmm. This year is a lot different than in years past. We're so excited to present to you in different communities and encompassing everyone in that aspect. And so before we get started with our teams, what I'd like to do is provide a quick video brought to you by a member of the Upsilon Beta chapter, and he's also a 757 native. This is Brother John Eccles with a video explaining the overview and the breakdown of our Stroll to the Polls event.
Hey everyone, my name is Jonathan Eccles, Spring 13 initiate of the Upsilon Beta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I also graduated from Christopher Newport University in the winter of 2016. So yeah, talking about Stroll to the Polls, definitely a great event. The history of it, or the history behind it, is we have 4 national programs in the fraternity, and basically it aligns with one of our programs, or our national programs. A Voteless People is a Hopeless People. And we were just trying to come up with new innovative ways to encourage people to come out to vote. So basically, you know, the event, it does have the strolling and the video aspect of it, but it also consists of and heavily focuses on the topic of voting. So we had speakers come out. They did a great job. You know, we've had you know, like Congressman Bobby Scott came out one year. So yeah, so we've had a lot of great people come and speak about the issue or about the topic of voting. And basically to encourage people to come out and vote. The history of it was created by our charter members, the actual structure of the event, but they weren't able to actually go through with the actual execution of it. So the Delta Line came, which consists of myself, Javon Walker, and Calvin Stanford Jr. And basically we went ahead with the execution of it. We started off in the Gaines Theater. It was a great event. We actually had an overflow. The fire marshal actually stated that we had too many students in the building, so it turned out to be great. So we decided to move it the next year to the Ferguson, and you know, we've expanded every year. And I think the young boys we have in our chapter, in the Upsilon Beta chapter right now, I think that they're holding down the fort and doing a great job. Much love to you all. Love you guys. And yeah, everyone get out to vote November 3rd.
Thank you, Brother John Eccles, for that wonderful intro. Also, he's way too humble to tell you that he is a current R&B music artist, and he has new EPs recently dropped on Spotify and Apple Music under his name, John Eccles. So what I'd like for you to do, what we'd like for you to do as a chapter to help support him in his career, is please go follow his Instagram at John, Jon Eccles, ECHOLS_music. Please go tune into his stuff. So before we launch into our videos for tonight, I want to give a brief breakdown of our theme, Black Lives Matter. And so videos will look a little bit different in the past. They're not going to be the same stroll performances. And so, you know, we chose this theme because it kind of deals with our current political climate of our nation. And the subtopics that stem from that are everything from gerrymandering to voter suppression, to the main Black Lives Matter protest movement, and every other thing dealing with current policy in America. And so before we get started with the videos, I wanted to provide a quick disclaimer saying that all of our videos were produced in coronavirus-free and coronavirus-safe environments, and at no point in time were any members of any videos or teams put in vulnerable positions or putting others in vulnerable positions to break the codes of the CDC guidelines along with set out CNU guidelines.
Now tonight, we have 5 amazing teams that have worked so hard for this event. We got 3 judges that are all a part of National Panhellenic Councils and 2 guest speakers that came here to share a little knowledge with you all.
All right. With that being said, are you all excited for tonight's event and to see the team's videos?
Let's get it. All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to hop right in. So we have our first team of the night being Delta Gamma Sorority. So this year for Stroll to the Polls, Delta Gamma has written a poem to raise awareness, to acknowledge innocent Black lives that have been wrongfully taken, and to continue the discussion of racial disparities within our current voting system. So ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the video by Delta Gamma.
Black Lives Matter. This is the awakening of a never-ending battle. If you're choosing to stay silent because it makes you uncomfortable, you are part of the issue. Open up the conversation, challenge privileged worldviews. If we say Black Lives Matter and you respond all lives do, here's a preview of why that can't be true.
To insist that it's all or nothing only adds to the problem. We are not equal until we are all held accountable. And with an abundance of senseless hate, racial inequality seems insurmountable. A boy should not have to worry about whether he will make it home safely after a trip to the store.
Trayvon Martin.
A young Black life lost while his killer gets a pardon.
In a world full of hate and pain, when will love finally reign? How can we do good when our Black brothers and sisters still feel so misunderstood? A man should be able to go for a run without being attacked and murdered.
Ahmaud Arbery.
But when you turn on the news, it seems like they're making a mockery.
All lives can't matter until Black lives do. But Black lives are being threatened in a way that white lives never have in this country. How can actual change happen when our leaders are so power hungry? To make a difference, we have to vote. But first, here are some important things to note.
Voter suppression uses legal tactics to make it harder for people to vote. Get educated, make a plan, be prepared, and follow through. These steps may be our only hope. Gerrymandering has been happening for years, creating an abundance of fears. How can marginalized groups have their voices heard when officials manipulate boundaries without a single word?
Finally is the issue of accessibility. How can one vote without reliable mobility? Why is it that some voters wait in line for 11 hours while others are in and out? This has to symbolize the imbalance of power. If you're choosing to stay silent, check your privilege and your morals. How has such inequality and hate become so normal?
We need change. Staying silent supports the oppressors. A human is a human, no one is lesser. We cannot let discomfort and ignorance prevent us from advocating for those who live in danger. A woman should be able to sleep in her home without being murdered. Breonna Taylor.
We treat racism like a fad instead of a disease that eradicates millions of people. And without a cure, this disease is lethal. A man should not have to beg to breathe.
George Floyd.
Performative activism will not fill this void.
No justice, no peace, until we are all treated the same. We will forever say their names.
Amazing work, DG. If you all like that video, please tune in at the end of the show where we will open up our voting system so you all can support your favorite team/video. So we have 3 judges tonight. They will be commenting on 2 videos each. Our first judge is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated by way of the Omicron Tau chapter here at CNU. She is a senior information science major, and please help me give a warm welcome to Miss Alyssa Mena. Our second judge of the night is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and she is faculty here at CNU. She teaches over in the Luter School of Business, teaching management. Please help give a warm welcome to Dr. Angela Springer. And our third and final judge of the night is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated by way of the undisputed Upsilon Beta chapter. And he is a 2011 CNU graduate. Please help give a warm welcome to Brother Chris Abel Sinclair. This first video by Delta Gamma will be judged by Alyssa Mena.
Delta Gamma, I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. I loved you all's cohesive t-shirts, masks, matching shoes. I thought it was all great to have everyone on one accord. I thought the simplicity of the environment you all were in recording your presentation really added a great factor to the seriousness of the message you were trying to convey. I thought you all definitely added great information in relation to Black Lives Matter and voter literacy. I really liked how you all emphasized each victim of police brutality throughout your presentation and really stressed the importance of equality amongst everyone. So I think you all did a great job.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And now we will move on to our second competitor of the night, and that is Alpha Sigma Alpha Sorority. So they provided a voter education video with some different ways to vote and engage in your community through civic engagement, along with some motion pictures pertaining to the theme of Black Lives Matter. So please give a warm welcome to Alpha Sigma Alpha.
These were their last words. Their names define a movement. Their deaths a rallying cry for justice. The killing of George Floyd has protesters demanding change, led by Black Lives Matter once again.
It's time for us to stand up in George's name and say, get your knee off our necks.
Make sure when you're filling out an absentee ballot, you use a black pen. If you're using blue or any other color, it doesn't count.
When you vote, make sure your signature matches your signature on your driver's license to ensure your vote counts on election day.
Make sure when you're filling out your ballot, you have a witness to watch you vote. Alright, now that we know the facts, it's time to go vote.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey.
Make sure your ballot is postmarked by the election day and then turn it in at the DSU.
Thank you so much for that video from Alpha Sigma Alpha. And this video will now be judged by Dr. Angela Springer.
Hi, this is Dr. Springer, and I just want to say thank you to the Upsilon Beta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and to all who participated in Stroll to the Polls, especially the women of ASA. I just wanted to commend you, ASA members, on putting something together in this crazy time, and I wanted to give you kudos on how thorough it is. It was very clearly and very well tied and connected to the theme for this year, and it was entertaining. It had the musical component, and definitely the opening was chilling. As an older person who, I remembered a lot of those incidents and the names, the hashtags, the people who have become hashtags. It was painful to watch and be reminded. And so the connection was clear for me that the remedy to all of that pain, sorrow, and horror in our country is to vote. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the musicality. I enjoyed the song that was playing while the women were in the car. So, I was hoping for a little bit of a dance or, some movement there. But other than that, it was a really great submission. So thank you, ASA.
If you like this video, don't forget to vote for it at the end of the show. And as always, interact in the comments section with your reactions to each video. Now, we're going to take a break from the team videos and go into our first speaker of the night. This speaker happens to be a part of the alumni chapter Zeta Lambda and happens to be a Newport News native. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Brother Cleon Long.
It is that time again that we get an opportunity to voice our concerns. We have the opportunity to vote for a president as well as members of Congress in the House as well as the Senate. We have multiple ways of making sure our voice is heard, either by voting absentee by mail, voting early in person, or voting on election day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. But what happens after November 3rd is over? We still have an opportunity to let our voices continue to be heard. We have the opportunity at our local level. As you all recall, back in May, when an unarmed black man, George Floyd, was killed at the hands of a police officer, many people went out to the streets to protest against police brutality. It is at the local level that we can affect a lot of change. Hello, my name is Cleon Long. I ran for city council in my city because I wanted to see changes. The policing, policy, housing, and education. There's an opportunity for each and one of us to get involved at the local level. Because at the local level, we can see more changes or impact on our lives than we could see at the national level. So it's our opportunity to continue to get involved and keep being civically engaged. Or you can just run for city council. Now, when I ran for city council, I ran against a 3-term incumbent. Although I lost by 58 votes, I learned that every vote does count. Make sure your vote is counted when you go out on election day. And I also get to witness this, that people want to see change, they want to see progress, they want to see a better life. So it's your choice. It's your choice to choose a better future for yourself and for your family and for your friends. And I hope that you go out and make that choice. So on November 3rd, go vote. And then after November 3rd, continue to stay involved.
All right, thank you so much for that. So, we've been through a few so far. Yeah. So it is right around 6:30 now. So what we wanted to do as representatives from the Upsilon Beta chapter is show you our video that we made for this year's Stroll to the Polls 8.
Stroll the polls, restricted from being in person due to COVID-19.
Can this actually be done? Will it work out? 2020 election year. A lot at stake this November.
Donald Trump, Joe Biden.
Protests lead to student engagement and campus movements pushing for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter
is the theme for this year's Stroll to the Polls. What y'all finna do?
Trade my 4x4 for a GC3, ain't no more free little Steve. I gave him chance again, I even told him please. I find it crazy the police to shoot you and know that you dead but still tell you to freeze. Fucked up, I seen what I seen. I guess that mean hold him down if he say he can't breathe. It's too many mothers just grieving, they killing us for no reason. Been going on for too long to get even. Throw us in cages like dogs and hyenas. I went to court and they sent me to prison. My mama was crushed when they said I can't leave. First I was drunk, then I sobered up quick when I heard all that time that they gave to Talib. He got a life sentence plus. We just some products of our environment. How the fuck they gon' blame us? You can't fight fire with fire, I know, but at least we can turn up the flames some. Every color person ain't dumb, and all whites not racist. I be judging by the mind and heart, I ain't really in the face. Fuck up the way that we living is not getting better, you gotta know how to survive. Crazy, I had to tell all of my loved ones to carry a gun when they going outside. Stay in the mirror whenever you drive, overprotective, go crazy for mine. You gotta pay attention to the sign, seem like the blind following the blind. Thinking about everything that's going on, I boost security up in my home. I'm with my kind of, they right or they wrong. I call them now, he'll pick up the phone and it's 5 in the morning, he waking up on it. Tell them wherever I'm at, then they coming. I see blue lights, I get scared and start running. That shit be crazy, they supposed to protect us. Swords and handcuffs and arrest us. Why they go home at night, that shit messed up. Knowing we needed help, they neglect us. One of them who gon' make them respect us. I can see in your eye that you fed up. Fuck around, got my shot, I won't let up. They know that we a problem together. They know that we can storm anywhere. It's bigger than black and white. It's a problem with the whole way of life. It can't change overnight. But we gotta start somewhere, might as well go ahead, start here. We done had a hell of a year, I'ma make it count while I'm here. God is the only man I fear. Bigger than black and white, it's a problem with the whole way of life. It can't change overnight, but we gotta start somewhere, might as well go ahead, start here. We done had a hell of a year, I'ma make it count while I'm here. God is the only man I fear.
We hope you all enjoyed that video. And so we have coming up next is our next competitor for the night, and that is CNU men's and women's basketball team. And I quote, "Our video illustrates the complex lives of a diverse group of college student athletes. We've been blessed with the ability to play basketball, but we're capable of having a much more meaningful impact on the community around us. We explain why our votes and political activities hold tremendous importance. And as the future of our nation, everyone can help bring change, not just those enduring hardships. We vow to lead as examples of our community." Please give a warm welcome to CNU men's and women's basketball.
Put on a good show tonight.
Stay focused on the game. We need you.
It's coming to you. Be ready to shoot.
3, 2, 1. I won the game. The crowd loved it. I'm at the absolute pinnacle. Life is great.
But is life really great?
Black men and women are being slaughtered by the police with no justice being served, and behind our cries lie deaf ears.
Our society continues to become divided every day.
Only 55.5% of the eligible voter population casted a ballot in 2016.
When the buzzer sounds and the ball stops bouncing, this is still reality.
So what are we going to do?
Shut up and dribble?
Hell no.
We have a platform and we plan to do everything in our power to help make this world a better place.
Voting is important because at our age, as the future of our nation, the only way equality is attainable is by actively calling for change, not just waiting for it to happen.
It's important to vote because disenfranchised groups are fighting and still fighting for the right to vote. So it's important that we exercise our right. It's also important to vote that minorities and women were not always granted the right to vote, so since we do have it, we need to exercise the right that not everybody was guaranteed.
It's important because it gives everyone a voice and it ensures that nobody in our society can be silenced.
Voting is important because elections have consequences. You have the power to decide on the quality of life for yourself and future
generations.
generations.
It is important to vote because minorities make up a large percentage of the United States population, but only 33% of voter turnouts. With everything going on in today's society, voting can help us come closer to reach equality for all people and see real change, not just in the minority community, but for all people.
To me, because it's an opportunity for a change.
Your voice is your vote. Elections are decided by the people who go out and vote. So if you don't take some time to learn about the measures and candidates, then someone else will be making your decision for you. Your power is in your
We need
vote.
more young people to get out and vote. You matter, your voice matters, and your vote matters. Everyone has a voice, so step up and use it to make a change. If you don't vote, you're losing your right for your voice to be heard. Go out and vote November 3rd.
Voting to me is important because although we're out in the streets protesting and signing a bunch of petitions, that's all great, but the real change comes from actually using our voices, using our platforms, and going out to vote. If we don't vote, then that's a vote for the other side. We have to make sure that we're voting to be part of that change for us and change for the generations ahead. Our kids, our grandkids, that all starts right now, November 3rd. Make sure that you vote.
Our voices matter, and we're going to do everything in our power to make a difference.
That starts with doing everything we can to educate the public on the importance of voting and why each and every one of our vote matters.
It is easy to become discouraged in the current racially tense climate of our society, but we must keep fighting.
Black lives always and forever will matter, despite what is displayed by the media. And don't forget, Black is strong, Black is powerful, and Black is beautiful.
Welcome back. This video will be judged by Alyssa Mena.
CNU basketball, I think you all were extremely creative with your video. I loved how you began in the gym in the beginning and made that connection with basketball to the Black Lives Matter movement. Although we're in a pandemic and have to adhere to social distancing guidelines, I still would have loved to see you all in one central location for the video, but I do like how you were creative and pieced together players' videos and created a montage instead. I think that was a great added touch. And overall, I think you all covered the Black Lives Matter movement and voter literacy quite seamlessly, so I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation.
If you like this video, don't forget to vote for it at the end of the show.
Yeah, continue to provide your thoughts and comments in the live stream and in the chat box. And so we've been through a lot of videos thus far. And so what we want to do now is introduce our second guest speaker of the night, and that is Mr. Cam Bertrand. So Cam is the CEO of Violence Intervention and Prevention, also known as VIP. He's a licensed mental health professional, and he does and participates in grassroots projects along with participating in protests against social injustice, police brutality, and systemic racism. So please give a warm welcome to Cam Bertrand.
When did Black Lives Matter become a political statement? It shouldn't be. But what's so important is that November 3rd, that we make a decision to choose to use our voice, to make sure that we deter any political hegemony that may stop any advocacy or representation for people of color. We need to make sure that we continue to attack in all aspects, making sure that activism and community engagement and civic engagement isn't just protesting. It's making sure that you show up to the polls on November 3rd. It's making sure that you exercise every amendment right that you have. It's making sure that you lift and empower Black voices in underserved spaces and underserved communities. And making sure that you understand that if we don't do the work that needs to be done, if we don't hold our elected officials accountable for the changes that need to happen in our communities, then who will? Nobody. This is the last generation that will have to deal with what we've been handling. It is our time to rise up and stand up. And enough is enough. So make sure you utilize your voice and empower those who can't speak for themselves. Because our time is now. No more social injustice, no more police brutality, no more systematic racism. And it starts with us and ends with us. November 3rd, go out and vote.
An amazing and moving speech. Cam, thank you. Our next team video will be coming from the Latin Student Association. Our African roots are the foundation of culture to our food, music, dance, and much more. In our video, we showcase Afro-Latinos. We wanted to show the beauty of our African roots because there is a lack of awareness on the impact that Black culture has on everything, especially Latinx culture. We tend to consume Black culture without understanding the discrimination, stories, journey, and joy behind their creation. Black lives matter. We wouldn't be who we are without them. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to the Latino Student Association.
Our African roots run so deep, we often forget it's beyond the surface. From our music, our food, to the evolution of dance.
Kimbara kumbara kumba kimbamba, kimbara kumbara kumba kimbamba, kimbara kumbara kumba kimbamba, kimbara kumbara kumba kimbamba. Hey mama, vez que nos vemos y creo que un boricua, morena, dominicano, colombiano, boricua, morena, cubano, mexicano, ven a ver lo que tengo yo.
Since Black life is so beautiful, so powerful, the foundation of our culture, then why are the poles so black and white, so red and blue? Shouldn't it be about me and you? Blue lives matter. Since when has blue stopped being a negative connotation to a skin color to a positive connotation of a killer? Why do 38% of Americans don't vote when 45% of them are directly affected by the administration's quotes? And to my Latinos, don't blame it on your second language because Section 203 since 1992, el registro estaba en español. And I know this walk is long, I know it's rough, but we must remain mentally tough. This is life or death for the creators of our culture. Black lives matter, families should remain together, the world pandemic is not a vacation, the skies should not be on fire. I'm not talking about your political desires. It's all about human survival. I voted.
Thank you, LSA, for that amazing video. This video will be judged by Dr. Angela Springer.
Latino Students Association, thank you so much for your video. The sabor, it's fantastic. Perfect score. I'm sorry, I just have to say, perfect score. I mean, the creativity, the incorporation of dance and culture, but the integration of the theme along with Hispanic culture, it's the perfect representation, and I'm very grateful to have been allowed to watch it. Good luck to you. Happy Halloween. Don't forget to vote.
Now, if you like that video, don't forget to vote at the end of the show when we open up our voting system. And once again, continue to type in the chat box your thoughts, comments, and reactions to each video. Now, we've seen 4 videos thus far.
Yeah.
A few speakers, videos, all of that for this year's Stroll to the Polls. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our defending 2-time Stroll to the Polls champions as their next video approaches. And that is Gamma Phi Beta sorority.
Get it.
And I quote, Gamma Phi Beta aims to uplift the voices of the Black and Indigenous people of color community in the fight for justice and equality. Through the song I Can't Breathe by Her, they acknowledge that this issue is more prevalent than ever and it is not to be taken lightly. So go vote and make your voices heard. Ladies and gentlemen, Gamma Phi Beta sorority.
At the same time, all the corruption and justice, the same crimes. Always a problem if we do or don't fight and we die. We don't have the same right. What is a gun to a man that surrenders? What's it gonna take for someone to defend her? If we all agree that we're equal as people, then why can't we see what is evil?
This is the American pride. It's justifying a genocide, romanticizing the theft and bloodshed that made America the land of the free. To take a Black life, land of the free, to bring a gun to a peaceful fight for civil rights. You are desensitized to pulling triggers on innocent lives and generations of supremacy, resulting in your ignorant, privileged eyes. To say all men are created equal in the eyes of God, but disparage a man based on the color of his skin.
Thank you so much, Gamma Phi Beta, for that amazing video. Now, this video will now be judged by Brother Chris Abel Sinclair.
Yo, that was solid. G5B. I like that. I thought that was excellent performance. I thought it was really original and creative. I love the dance that you guys incorporated into the video as well as the poetry with the signs. I thought it was very well shot and it was an A1 production. I thought it was right on brand with the theme for this year's Stroll to the Polls event. So I think you guys really nailed the connectivity to the theme. And overall, I thought the performance was solid. Very solid performance.
If you like this video, don't forget to vote at the end of the show. And as always, keep interacting in the comments section.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we get closer and closer to the end of this event and wrapping up, what we wanted to do is provide you with a brief description of the Community Captains Program and its relevance and significance to our chapter. It's run by a brother from the Upsilon Beta chapter, Brother Derek Stevenson Jr. The Community Captains Program exists as a result between the partnership of CNU, Christopher Newport University, and the Newport News Public School System. And so the program's purpose is to engage high school students in a collegiate and nurturing environment, promoting their transition into higher education. And so we chose to donate to the Community Captains Program because of our view and our want to have a direct impact on the community, on the Newport News community specifically. Just with the raffle with some amazing prizes, along with our super engaging and raising funds for community captains in our fundraising competition is the least we can do to help support our community. And so, while we take the time to see incoming donations, because we wanted to also ask you to donate to the Community Captains Program to help reach our goal for a Community Captains Scholarship. We have placed our money platforms on the screen before, and so we wanted you all to donate. So while we take the time to see incoming donations and count tallies for teams, I'm so excited to introduce one of our hosts today, Travis Barty. He has a speech prepared for you all. Travis, take it away.
2020. What a year it's been. We've learned more about ourselves, our families, and more about our relationships. We have also experienced how most things in this life are out of our control. We have never been able to control who dies. Yet we seem to be losing the very people we saw as invincible. Yet, despite all the loss, there are still lessons to be gained. Right now, it might be hard to see an opportunity through all the madness, but we haven't lost one thing: our voice. The voice of the people was the very thing that started this country. It's one of the only things that has remained constant throughout the framework of our society. This country runs off of the voices and choices of people like you and me. We have the ability to take part in this imminent change. All you have to do is vote. If you want your local, national, and state government to represent you, then vote. If you believe in the dream of this country, then vote. If you want to make a difference, then vote. This is the system that we're living in right now. Voting helps us decide who will represent us, regardless of who you're voting for. Every vote matters. For the past few months, we've been trying to figure out the next steps for this country. This is the next step. On November 3rd, take a moment to realize your role in deciding this country's future for the next 4 years. The time of talk is over. It's time for action. Go out and vote. I'll see you at the polls.
A wonderful, wonderful speech, Travis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, a moment we have all been waiting for. If you've been tuned into our social media this past week, you've seen that we've been promoting a raffle for the Community Captains Program that includes not only your AirPod Pros, but you have 2 $50 Amazon gift cards along with a new Keurig machine.
These prizes are fair game to anyone who participated. That means faculty, students from other schools, parents, and anybody else who bought a raffle. Now, we're going to present the prizes from the Amazon gift cards, then the Keurig machine, then the AirPod Pros. Up first, for the winner who won the first Amazon gift card is Felicia Ryder.
Let's give it up for Felicia.
Give her a hand.
That is our first prize winner. Our second $50 Amazon gift card winner goes to Chris Abel Sinclair. Let's give a round of applause.
Our next winner, who's bringing home a brand new Keurig machine, is Madison Johnson.
Ooh.
Give it up.
And last, but certainly not least, one of the most anticipated prizes of the night is the AirPod Pros winner. And the AirPod Pros are going to Caitlin Logston. So let's give a quick round of applause and thank you so much to everyone who participated in our raffle. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. So, now it's time to cast your vote for your favorite team. We are going to be opening up our voting system called Tally Space. That will be shown to you on the screen. You will have right around 3 minutes to vote for your favorite team, and directions will be listed on the screen for you pertaining to sending a code to a certain number. So all you have to do is pull out your phones and do so to vote for your favorite team. Starting now.
Even if I told you, still wouldn't understand what happened. Rather be myself if people look at me, don't matter. A rock star, just trying to keep it kosher. Trying to keep my eyes on my own paper like my teachers told me. Soon as niggas think it's over, poof, #1 on the charts, I'm there vicariously. Oh, there they go. Biasly pushing negative narratives, I'm ready though. Cops wanna pull me over, embarrass me. Abusing power, you never knew me, thought I was arrogant. As a juvenile, police pull their guns like they scared of me. And we used to howl, crackers treat us now, that's the scary thing. Want anything we good at and we cherish it. Now we all fed up in news, coming back for everything. Rock stars, just watch the news, they burning cop cars. Kill another nigga, break the law and call us outlaws. What happened? Want us to keep it peaceful. Should've seen them hating, when I bought that Lamborghini. Throw up my middle finger. Police can't catch me this up. Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? This ain't no guitar, but this a clock. My Glock told me to promise you gon' squeeze me. You better let me go the day you need me. So let you up me on that get the bus. And if I ain't enough, go get the chop. It's safe to say I earned it, ain't a nigga, gave me nothing. I'm ready to hop out on a nigga, get the bus. Know you heard me say you play, you late, don't make me push the butt. Full of pain, dropped enough tears to fill up a fuck. Going for buggers, I bought a chopper. I got a big drum and hold 100. Ain't going for nothing, I'm ready to air it out on all these niggas. I can see I'm running. She talked to my mama, she hit me on FaceTime just to check up on me and my brother. I'm really the baby, she know that the youngest son was always guaranteed to get the money. Okay, let's go. She know that the baby boy was always guaranteed to get the loot. She know what I do, she know if I run from it, I'ma pull it out, shoot. PTSD, I'm always waking up in cold sweats like I got the flu. My daughter a G, she saw me killing it in front of her before the age of 2. And I'd kill another nigga too. Before I let another nigga do something to you. As long as you know that, don't let nobody tell you different, daddy love you. Let's go. Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? This ain't no guitar, but this a Glock. My Glock told me to promise you gon' squeeze me. You better let me go the day you need me. Soon as you put me on that, get the bus. And if I ain't enough, go get the chop.
Keep up when I ride in the Suburban. So codeine had a young swerving. I got the mop, watch me wash them like detergent. And I'm ballin', that's why it's diamonds on my jersey. Slide on outside and flip the block back, yeah, yeah. My junior popped them and left him lopsided, yeah, yeah. We spin his block, got the rebound in his ramen. For me one time, you can't cross me again. 1,200 horsepower, I get lost in the wind. If he talking on it, y'all depend, dolls and take his chin. Maybach SUV for my refugees. 5 blocks in the hood, put money in the streets. I was solo and the ops called me at the gas station. Had it on me 30,000, thought it was my last day. But they ain't even want no smoke. If I had to choose it, murder would she roll?
Let's go. Brand new Lamborghini, a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? This ain't no guitar, but this a Glock. My Glock told me to promise you gon' squeeze me. You better let me go the day you need me. Soon as you put me on that, get the bus. And if I ain't enough, go get the chop.
Be thinking I'm deep, intelligent, fooled by my college degree. My IQ is average, there's a young lady out there, she way smarter than me. I scroll through her timeline in these wild times and I started to read. She mad at these capitalists, mad at these murder police. She mad at she mad at our ignorance, she wear her heart on her sleeve. She mad at the celebrities, low key I be thinking she talking about me. Now I ain't no dummy to think I'm above criticism, so when I see something that's valid I listen, but there's something about the queen's tone that's bothering me. She strike me as somebody blessed enough to grow up in conscious environment with parents that know about the struggle for liberation, and in turn they provide her with a perspective and awareness of the system and a fairness that afflicts them, and the clearest understanding of what we gotta do to get free, and the frustration that fills the words seems to come from the fact that most people don't see. Just cause you woke and I'm not, that ain't no reason to talk like you better than me. How you gonna lead when you attacking the very same that really do need it that you saying? Instead of conveying you holy, or come help us get her to speed. There's a reason it took like 200 years for our ancestors just to get free. These shackles be locking the mental way more than the physical. I look at freedom like trees, can't grow up for us like overnight. Hit the ghetto and slowly start planting your seeds. Cause the point of you preaching your message to those that already believe what you believe. Almost a retweet, most people is sheep. You got all the answers, but how you gonna reach? If I can make one more suggestion respectfully, I would say it's more effective to treat people like children, understanding the time and love and patience that's needed to grow. This change is inevitable, but ain't none of us seen this before. Therefore we just gotta learn everything as we go. I struggle with thoughts on the daily, feel like a slave to somehow to save, and no coins to buy his way up out of slavery. Think it just maybe in my pursuit to make life so much better for me and my babies. I done betrayed the very same people that look at me like I'm some kind of a hero because of the zeros that's next to the commas. But look here, I promise I'm not who you think. Ran into this outside of the store yesterday. He said something that had me like, wait. He was like, Cole, appreciate what you been doing, my that's real. But damn, why I feel faker than snow on the bluff? Or maybe cause deep down I know I ain't doing enough.
Oh, you good? All right. Welcome back. All right. Voting has now concluded. We would like to take a special moment to thank everyone who participated in our fundraising for tonight. And the fundraising total for tonight's stroll to the polls is over $1,000 going to community captains.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Good job to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, we're going to announce the winners for our social media and fundraising challenge.
Yep.
So the winner of our social media challenge is Delta Gamma Sorority.
Great job, DG. Great job, DG.
Great job.
And our second category for the fundraising challenge, the winner is Latino Student Association.
Now, we are going to be presenting you the winners for this year's Stroll to the Polls. In third place, this year's Stroll to the Polls goes to Delta Gamma Sorority.
Amazing work.
Great job.
Now, in second place for this year's Stroll to the Polls, the second place winner goes to Gamma Phi Beta Sorority.
Great job. Great job. And this year's Stroll to the Polls champion in first place goes to the Latino Student Association. Great job. Great job. Amazing work.
Awesome. We wanted to give a quick thank you to all of the teams that participated, not only in fundraising and social media, but tuning in with us to make this event happen. We wanted to give a huge thank you to the members of the CNU Office of Communications and Public Relations, along with CNU TV and the Ferguson Tech and Media Center crew for their help in this year's event. We also wanted to give a thank you and a huge shout out to Travis Smith, the Director of Office Student Activities, for allowing us to have this event, and a special thank you to the CNU Homecoming Committee for allowing us to present to you on this wonderful yet spooky evening.
Oh, one last thing. We will be selling CNU Black Lives Matter masks. The first 30 are going to be sold for $7, and then the rest will be sold for $10. They are only for a limited time, so please get them ASAP. Now, have a great night, wear your masks, and stay safe for the rest of this Halloween. And November 3rd, remember, that is the day to vote in person. Thank you.
And good night.